Meeting of the Township Committee, May 2nd, 2022. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press, the Independent, and the Two River Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building and filing with the Township Clerk all on January 7th, 2022. Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Here.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Here.
Mayor Perry.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic. Justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our constitutions, freedoms, and way of life. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have a public hearing on Ordinance 2022-3340, an ordinance amending Chapter 130-15 of the Code of the Township of Middletown governing hours of sale for alcoholic beverages.
Any member of the public wishing to speak on public ordinance number 2022-3340? Seeing no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and approve.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on second and final reading. This time we have introduction of proposed ordinance 2022-3341, a bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $1,400,000 for construction of a skateboard park in Kunkel Park by and for the Township of Middletown in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $1,330,000 in bonds or notes of the township for financing part of the appropriation.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held May 16, 2022, and recusal is noted. At this time, we have ordinance for introduction 2022-3342, an ordinance authorizing the vacation of a portion of Barbary Place within the Township of Middletown and accepting drainage easement and right-of-way associated with the area to be vacated.
Motion to introduce.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held May 16, 2022. We have introduction of ordinance 2022-3343, an ordinance approving entry into a contract of purchase for real estate identified as Block 532, Lot 45, Compton's Creek, Port Monmouth.
Motion to introduce.
Committeeman Clark. Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held May 16, 2022. We have introduction of proposed ordinance 2022-3344, an ordinance amending ordinance 2021-3314, modifying the easements area on Block 136, Lot 3, Main Street Row, and Brainerd Avenue Row, right-of-ways, which easements are upon portions of township-owned property pursuant to the Raritan Bay and Sandy Hook Bay Hurricane Storm Damage Reduction Project, Port Monmouth, New Jersey, Phase 2, Contract 5.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held May 16, 2022. At this time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 136 through resolutions 22-144, being a late addition to the agenda, the resolution appointment to zoning board member Stephen Schenker.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Committeeman Clark. Okay, on the consent agenda will include 22-136 through 22-139 and 22-141 through 22-144, removing 22-140 for a separate vote.
You need a new motion?
Yes, please.
I need a motion.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
Yes.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt the consent agenda. At this time, we have Resolution 22-140, a resolution awarding contract for on-call electrical repair, service, and maintenance.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Committeeman Clark.
You.
Committeewoman Kratz.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt Resolution 22-140. We'll have agenda items for the next regular meeting, which will include ordinances that were on for introduction tonight, the approval of minutes, and a consent agenda. For tonight's discussion items, we have the Sustainable Land Use Pledge.
Amy? How you doing today?
Good evening. Doing good. How are you? Thank you for having this on your agenda tonight. It's a discussion item that I hope that the Township Committee agrees to take action on it at your regular meeting. It's associated with the Township's Sustainable Jersey certification. We are working, the Green Team and Township departments are working really hard and diligently to maintain our certification. And this pledge is really a renewal of the pledge that the Township Committee had adopted in 2010 when we first joined the program. And I'm just asking that we renew the pledge. It's a requirement to keep our actions current. And the pledge just, it's a public affirmation by the township while we work on amending the ordinance for planning and land use regulations, that the township pledges to, let's see, we pledge to reach out to adjacent municipalities, regional cooperation, that we consider all modes of transportation, that we're creating all modes of transport or good transportation choices for the community, that we pledge to consider natural resource protection when we're considering changes to the ordinance, that we're always ensuring a mix of land uses that in locations that make the most sense for the township, that we're providing a diverse mix of housing options for the community, that we can incorporate green design principles as much as possible, and also as we site municipal facilities to consider factors such as walkability, bikeability, and items like that. So do you have any questions for me?
Any questions for Amy? All right.
Sound good?
Thank you,
Okay,
Amy.
thank you.
Any more comments? All right, Committeeman Clark. All right, Committeewoman Kratz.
I have no comments on them.
Sedambrino. Yes, sir. Yes. I didn't make it in time when the sign up happened. There's still 30 people on our waiting list. So 40 plots went in one day and 30 people are still waiting. So my green thumb has not been, has not had the opportunity yet.
So we'll check back the next
Yeah.
month. Is that fair?
Hit me next month on that. I probably still won't have a plot, but I'll say it in my comments.
I'll cede the rest to you, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, you got it. All
Mayor, I'm going to hold my comments.
right, I was going to call on you. You're going to hold your comments? Okay, all right. I just want to give a quick shout out for two things. Over the weekend, unbelievable ceremony on Saturday for the McCarthy family, great Middletown family, lost their daughter 9 years ago on April 30th to pulmonary hypertension. And an interesting thing to note, people aren't diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension on average for 2.8 years after they have come down with this disease. And by that point, most people, it's too far gone for them to counteract that. And if we are able to raise awareness and attention to this disease, we could probably save a lot more lives. And the effort that the McCarthy family put into it, everybody that was there, they did a beach cleanup. And it was really great to see that this local nonprofit was able to turn what was a tragedy into something of awareness, into something special. So I want to give a shout out to Smiles for Katie, right out of Belfort. And then the garden, congratulations to Jesse and her team, everybody at DPW, for making that garden a possibility. Like I said, 40 people right off the bat. We had No Limits Cafe has a plot. One of our local Girl Scout troops has a plot. And there were some serious gardeners out there. So Committeeman Senabrino, if you ever get a plot out there, I'd love to see you, work alongside some of these folks out there. They came with all types of tools and things like that. It was pretty interesting.
I'll be ready when you are.
All right. With that being said, I'll open up for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to make a public comment can do so. We ask that you just state your name and address for the record. We ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I'll let you know that you have 1 minute remaining. With that being said, any member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Don, come on down.
Good evening. My name's Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive. I had to ask at the last meeting about Main Street in Port Monmouth in December, January, February, March, April. 6 months now. Have you met with these people yet?
Oh, of course, yes. No, you can't pave in January and February and December.
But you were supposed to meet with them.
I did meet with them, yes.
When was that?
I don't remember now.
Yeah, because I asked you in December and January and February. You said you were still trying to set up a meeting.
Well, there were some issues that were on, he was having, getting the meeting set up, but
So what's the schedule like?
right after school lets out, we're going to pave those roads.
Okay.
They're going to pave the roads, actually. Our contractor. That's right.
So you can't attack Highbull.
Why bother? That Middletown trailer, they got 2 offices, one in Belford and one in East Kingsburg? Okay, so it's like a storage area over in East Kingsburg? Yeah. I was curious about that.
You interested in trailer?
No. No, but I used to live right behind where Rick works now. And, excuse me? Holly Drive. Yep. So that whole area, that building you're in was the only building on the highway when I grew up. Building next door to you in the gas station, that was our ball field. Yeah. That's all I got tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
You bet.
Any other member of the public wishing to make a public comment? Being no member of the public stepping forward, move to close the public portion and adjourn.
Second, sorry.
I was wondering who was going to leave me hanging out there. Jesus. Just
Committeeman Clark? Committeewoman Kratz?
Yes.
Committeeman Senabrino?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hybel? Mayor Perry?
Yes. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.